This video is for anyone struggling with their confidence at driving or using their motorhome. I'll admit it's still a work in progress for me, but here's some tips that might help you. Easier said than done, I know, but give it a go. Other people who look confident in their mohos might just be faking it, or they might be rubbish at something that you excel at. It's better to build up confidence with a short drive rather than biting off more than you can chew. Go to a local campsite, or even just go out for a drive.
We're only going probably 10-15 minutes, probably 20 the way that I'm driving at the moment, but you know, every little helps. I'm absolutely terrified, but I'm hoping this is going to go alright and I can look back on it myself and say, you actually managed to do it, and maybe help other people that might be in a similar situation where they're not as confident as they would like to be at driving their motorhome.
Take some of the stress out of it by going somewhere that you already know. That way you can concentrate on the task in hand, rather than directions, new road layouts, or manoeuvring in busy places.
It helps going out on a road that I know quite well and that we've driven down before in the motorhome, so I know it's all like possible. I know where any of the sort of hazards and pinch points and things are, so I think that's definitely helping.
It's natural to want to rush, especially if you're worried that you're in the way, but take a deep breath and go at your own pace. If you can, pick a destination or time that you know won't be busy, so you can take the pressure off.
And I've been quite lucky because the cars in front of me weren't going especially fast, so actually I didn't stand out as being the really like neurotic slow driver. So yeah, just taking it steady, not pushing myself to do anything that I'm not comfortable with. And we are just about to turn into the campsite. That's good, there's no one there in front of me, so I don't have to worry about where I'm going to stop to check in. That is a relief. I'm not sure I'm going to pull all the way up to the line, so I'll give myself a reasonable chance of sweeping through the barrier once I have checked in. Awesome! Let's go do this thing then. Handbrake, no strange place. Right, back in a minute. That's good, we're checked in, so next job, actually get into sight, and it is a little bit tight I think around the corner, so we're going to go easy, and then attempt to find a pitch, which will be the first time I have done this on my own in the motorhome, so it's kind of good that I know the site. I know, to be honest, I know the pitch I want. It's just a case of if that's available. If not, I'll have a little look round. No need to rush, luckily there's no one behind me, so yeah. And happy days, the pitch that I want is actually available, so I think rather than faff around, oh crikey, it's actually quite empty here. This is, we're in Broadway, and this is normally a really busy site, but today it is not looking very busy at all. Right, so let's try to get onto the pitch without they're actually trialling a new system with the pitch markers being wider apart, which, let's be honest, is probably a good thing. Awesome. I'll just go and check how we are looking. One day I'll remember that the handbrake is on this side, but let's go and check this out. Perhaps not the straightest it's ever going to be, although Yeah, not too bad. Not bad for a first timer.
It may seem like a minor achievement, but you were worried about it, and now you've done it successfully.
Now, to try to do the cable. First things first, can I get the cable reel out of the garage? Of course I can. And we appear to be plugged in okay, so far so good. Quite warm now, not sure how much of that is the temperature and how much is just the adrenaline of doing that. I know it sounds pathetic because all I've done is drive down the road and pitch up on a campsite, but I was getting a bit stressed about it, and I'm not going to lie, I'll probably be stressed about taking it out of here again, but it went without mishap, so just slow, steady, just need to remember that on the way out.
Speaks for itself, really.
It's my last morning here, so I am just getting ready to pack away and head off to take the motorhome back to where we keep it. Slightly longer drive this time, but got here okay. I know the roads that I'm going on, they're all reasonably main roads, so not going to freak myself out too much about that. Let's just take it slow and steady and see how we get on. It's the first time shutting down the motorhome on my own, so I've got a bit of a checklist. Call me a sado, but it's nice to have something to refer to rather than just my brain. I will write it down on a piece of paper that can live in here, but for the moment I didn't have time for that, so trusty list is on my phone at the moment. So I think I've got everything stowed for travel, so it's now a case of unhooking the electrics, turning off the gas and things like that. So gonna take my time, just make sure that I've done everything, probably double and triple check it, and then the next thing will be to empty the grey waste. So the pull-in here is reasonably large for that, so hopefully that will go without incident, because it is right next to the toilet block, so there will be lots of people to witness if I make a mess of it, but let's hope I don't.
Don't panic, it's probably not as bad as you think. Compose yourself and rectify it there and then, or just accept it and make a mental note of what to do differently next time.
Grey waste is just emptying at the moment. Had to sort of squeeze in and reverse a bit, which there's a railing back there which is probably miles away, but I did just get out and check to make sure I was nowhere near it. I think I may have gone a little bit too far back. Normally we have quite a full tank, and so it sort of shoots forward, and it's fairly empty because it's just been me for a couple of days, just doing a little bit of washing up because I've used the showers here, so might have to go and give it a quick rinse down, but at least I've not hit anything. The worst I've maybe done is put a bit of grey water on the tarmac, and I've seen other people do worse than that, so I'm not going to beat myself up about that one just at the moment. So I've almost made it. I'm not going to film getting into the storage place because obviously it's quite secure. So I think the last thing, assuming I get the final way in there okay, which hopefully I will, the last thing to do is just reverse it between two caravans and up to a cone. And I've had a think about this, and I think I'm going to just move the cone temporarily so it's right back in the middle of the space, just to give me some pointers on length, because I'm not always totally good at the spatial awareness of how long this wagon is, but yeah, it doesn't seem to have gone too badly so far, so just a few more minutes hopefully to go, and then the parking manoeuvre. So back in my van, the cone trick worked really well actually. Just took my time, reversed between the two caravans into a space which is actually quite big but looks narrow when you're going backwards, and got out to have a look to see where I was, if I needed to adjust at all, and was quite surprised to find that I was actually bang on where I needed to be. Well, it probably doesn't take a continuity expert to realise that this is a different journey, not even the same day. In fact, it's a few days later because the GoPro decided it was going to give up the ghost while I was recording the sort of final thoughts on this video. So first of all, I want to apologise that there's not a great deal of content in this video. It's mainly me sort of going around being a bit neurotic, but I do want to put it out there because I think there's probably a lot of other people that feel the same way and maybe overthink things the same way that I do. I felt a lot more comfortable dropping the motorhome off at storage after I'd stayed, because the journey to get to the campsite had been absolutely fine. So that sort of had built up the confidence, and I was back driving again like 2 days later. So it hadn't eroded like it might have done over a longer period of time. If someone had told me that the biggest mishap was just missing the grey waste thing a little bit, then I probably would have taken that. I probably also should have just thought, oh, I'll move the motorhome forward slightly. If I was watching someone else's video, I'd be screaming that like you probably were at me. But, you know, hey ho, you live and you learn. It was only a little bit of washing up water anyway, and I did hose it down, so no one died.
You may struggle to enjoy it in the moment, and that's okay, but you will start to relax, and once you're home, you'll hopefully look back on it positively and as something that you want to go out and repeat. Hopefully this has been of some use to you, but you might have some other tips that I haven't covered, in which case please do stick them in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.